Hey everyone, my name is Brooke Hurd, and today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to create a Microsoft Forms quiz within a PowerPoint presentation. So of course, we're always going to start by opening up a new PowerPoint or the PowerPoint that you may be working on. So I'm going to start with a fresh one and type in PowerPoint into my search bar and open up my PowerPoint app. Once the application is opened up, you can click on a blank presentation. We're going to label today's presentation how to insert a Microsoft Forms quiz into PowerPoint. We're going to close this out. And we're going to create a new blank slide. So I'm going to come up here, click on my new slide button, and it has inserted a couple of them for me. So we're going to start by first showing you how to find the Microsoft Forms. So on PowerPoint, you have your tabs up here at the top of your screen. So we're going to start by going to the Insert tab. It is right next to the Home tab. So we're going to click on Insert. And then you have a menu of options that pop up. Once the menu of options pops up, you're going to scroll over until you find the Forms button. The Forms button may not be in the same spot on everybody's Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, so if it is not, it may be further over to the right or left, but it is a big green F that should say Forms. So to start making your quiz, you are going to click on Forms, and we have a menu that pops up here on the right. So we can either insert a current form that we have worked on, or we can insert a new form or new quiz. So if you already have something that you have created and you want to insert into the presentation, you can scroll down through your list of quizzes and click on the one that you want to insert. We're going to insert the Census STEAM quiz today. So I'm going to click on the Insert button, and it's going to load up the quiz directly on my screen. So as the viewer, I can then come down here and I can type in and finish the quiz here and answer all of my questions, and then hit submit at the end. Of course, on this one we have several required questions, so it's not going to let me submit it until I have answered all the questions. But I would fill this out just as you would if you were opening up on a desktop instead of PowerPoint. So that's how you insert a current quiz. Again, after you click on the Forms icon underneath the Insert menu, you're just going to click on the quiz that you want to insert and click on the Insert button. If you want to create a brand new quiz, you're going to make a blank presentation slide. And we'll start over from the beginning here, so you make sure that you are on the Insert tab up top. And then you're going to go over and left click on the Forms button. And it's going to load up again. And we have the option of doing a new form or a new quiz. Today we're going to show you how to put in a Microsoft quiz that is a multiple choice. So we're going to click on New Quiz. And it's actually going to take me to a new window in Google Chrome, because that is my chosen browser. And it's going to open up a brand new quiz for me to click in and add it. So as soon as I am here, I can go ahead and click on my title and type in my title right here. We're going to put in Microsoft Forms PowerPoint tutorial. And we can enter in a description as well. Once we have done our title and our description, we're going to go ahead and start adding in our questions. So today's quiz, we're going to add in 5 questions. So we're going to click on Add New. It opens up the variety of question types that you can put in. We have multiple choice, your free response text. You can put in a rating. Have students put a date in for the date that they answered these questions. Or you can click on the drop down and do a ranking, a Likert, have them upload a file, or do a Net Promoter Score. Today we're just going to click on the multiple choice option. So we're going to click on choice and it will open up the question menu. So our first question of our quiz today will be, what is 2 plus 2? We can come down here and start putting in answer options. So we will do some of those now. Scroll down. So when you click out of the question, if you need to get back into it to edit it, you can just simply left click it and then click and add more options. It can be a little bit finicky with that first question that you put in. Alright, so we have all of our answer options here. Once I have put in all the options that I want for this question, I'm going to go to the right of the correct answer and click on the check mark to mark that as being the correct answer. Now if I want to put in a second question, we're going to click on Add New and put in our second question. I'm going to say, what is 3 plus 6? And put in our answer options. Click on Add Option. And as you can see, once you have already put in one question, it stops becoming quite as sensitive and it allows you to put in multiple options without having to exit in and out of the question. So make sure that you go back through here and you click on the correct answer. So I'm going to click a check mark right here. Alright, we're going to start by answering question 3 now. We're going to put that in, so we're going to make it multiple choice once again. And this time we're going to put one in with multiple responses. So we're going to say, what is -2 plus 0? And we're going to put in our options as -2. We're going to put in an option that looks like this. +2. And we'll put in -2 as well. So this question obviously has multiple answers, so I can click on the question again and come down here and toggle on the bottom of the question. You'll see some options for you to pick. You have multiple answers here and then required. So I'm going to go to the multiple answers and toggle that button on. So now that button's been toggled, it gives me the option to select multiple answers. So I can select -2, -2, and then -2 here again at the bottom. And as you can see on the left-hand side, those boxes now change to check boxes instead of round multiple choice select answers. So that allows the person to choose multiple correct answers for this one. Alright, let's go in and put in question 4. We'll go back to doing something simple again. Let's say 3 plus 1. We're going to choose that as the correct answer. Go ahead and get that done. And then multiple choices. And then we'll add in our final question, question 5. Put in your answer options. And make sure that you choose your correct answer. Now, if you want this question to be a required question, you can come on question 5 and toggle on the required button. And that forces students to answer that before they hit the submit button, which is like what you saw in the pre-created quiz a moment ago when we inserted it into PowerPoint. So we're going to leave that on as a required question. And then over here you can also insert points as well. So we'll put that in as 1 point. And then go up and add in points to these questions right here. They don't all have to be the same. Like for this one, if I have 3 correct answers, I might want to put 3 points for this question. And we're going to finish that out, putting in our points. Alright, once we are done and we're satisfied with our quiz, we are going to come up here to the top and click on these 3 dots right by share to open up our settings. So once we click on settings, it opens up a menu of options for our quiz. So we have this first toggle bar up here that says show results automatically. We can toggle that on and off based on what we want our respondents to see. Like if you're in a K through 12 setting, you may not want them to see the answers immediately, so you could toggle that off. So we'll go ahead and do that for this one. Then on the bottom, this is the most important one that you need to select. If you're going to be sending this to a group of students or to anyone that is not in your immediate organization, you're going to want to make sure that you click on anyone can respond. I always click on it just for safety to make sure that no matter what, whoever has your presentation can go in and access your quiz. You want to make sure that your accept responses is checked. You can always put a start and end date in. You can shuffle questions if you would like. Put in a thank you message, which we will do. And then down here, if you want response receipts, you have some options for that as well. These are all things you might want to explore as you create your quiz if you've not done so. So now that we've done that, we can just leave this open and up for us, or we can go ahead and click on the exit button and close out of it if we want. So now that we have created the quiz that we are interested in inserting into our PowerPoint, we're going to go back to our PowerPoint presentation. And it actually already has the one up from where we were creating it a moment ago. So we don't have to do anything else from here. It automatically updates. I always like to scroll through to make sure that everything is correct on here. And it is. So we are good to go. Now that our form and our quiz is inserted into our PowerPoint, we can email this PowerPoint to anyone, or we can send it to anybody, or present it in a presentation and go into live mode. And the person can choose the answers straight from the screen and then hit the submit button here at the bottom. So we're just putting in random answers for this one, and we're going to submit it. Now, as the person that might be grading this multiple choice quiz, if I wanted to go in and see my answers for this quiz after students have turned it in, I can go back to my Microsoft Forms. And let's say I'd already closed this out. Once in your instead of the app screen, just click on your Forms button. And your most recent tutorial is always going to be right up front here. So we're going to click on the most recent one. And then you'll see now that we have one response right next to our questions tab. So I'm going to click on the responses, and here are all of your students or respondents' answers. So it's going to automatically grade it for you. You have some really nice data here once you get multiple people answering it. And there are a lot of really amazing features that are within this analytics screen that you can explore to ensure that you give students the grade that they need. So that is it for today's presentation. If you have any questions or would like to know more information about inserting forms or quizzes, you may contact me at bheard3@my.westgeorgia.edu.